India's defense ministry says the country has tested its longest-range intercontinental ballistic missile. The ministry says the missile, which has a range of 5,000 kilometers, was tested from an island in India's eastern coast in the Bay of Bengal. It described the launch as a major boost to the defenses of India. India has been conducting missile tests, citing fears from Pakistan and China. New Delhi and Islamabad have been engaged in an arms race for decades. A long-running dispute between India and China over the Himalayan border has also flared in recent years. Joining us live from Sao Paulo is Mr. Shubhan Saxena, who is a journalist and political commentator. Thanks for joining us. How important a signal is this, do you think, to Pakistan and China on the part of India?
I think it's pretty important. The missile defense system of any country is a kind of a deterrence against attacks from your neighboring countries, any big, powerful country. And India has a lot of reasons to have a strong deterrence. The first one, of course, is China. China is a very powerful country. China has all kinds of missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, with the range of almost 13,000 kilometers. And they are capable of reaching any part of the world, in Asia, in Europe, even North America. And for India, it's a matter of great concern that many of these missiles, if not all, are stationed in Tibet, which has almost a 4,000 kilometer long border with India. So India has an immediate threat from China in that regard. At the same time, our another neighbor on the western side, Pakistan, also has a pretty robust missile defense system, or very powerful missiles. So India needs to have, as a deterrence, a very strong missile defense system, also considering the fact that China and Pakistan have been cooperating for a very long time on developing missiles together, and also China has contributed a lot to Pakistan's nuclear program. So if you put all these factors together, I think it's very important for India to have missiles which are capable of reaching parts of Europe, parts of China, and tested today. The test has been going on for years, but I think this was a kind of final test, and after a few tests, this missile can be inducted into the Indian Defense Forces. It is capable of reaching, I think, northern parts of China. Officially, they say the range is about 5,000 kilometers, but if we speak to some Chinese experts, they believe there's almost 8. India is playing it safe, trying to not reveal the exact extent of the reach of this missile, to play it safe, because India has been in the past a victim of sanctions from the Western countries. And so I think this is a pretty important development as far as India's missile defense development program is concerned.
Mr. Saxena, we have about a minute left. I'm wondering, many people, especially in Pakistan, for example, saw that visit of Netanyahu to India with some concern, especially in the past, where there has been cooperation between the two when it comes to what would be called defense industries in India. Is that an area of concern, do you think?
I think Pakistan need to stop looking at all the international threat. I mean, India has now for more than 20 years. I think diplomatic relations were established in 91, 92, if I'm not wrong, and India has stopped looking at the Israel-Palestine as a kind of binary. India also has very, very strong relationship with the Palestinians. The Prime Minister is going there next month to the. I think if India, there's a time when India was a completely non-aligned country, but now India believes in multi-alignment. India is engaging with all its neighbors, all the countries in the world, from US to Russia to Iran to Israel to Palestine to China. I think Pakistan doesn't need to worry about India's engagement with countries in our neighborhood.
Okay, Mr. Saxena, we'll leave there at that. But of course, as always, we appreciate you taking your time out to speak to us.